The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So, 20 years ago, again, it's been an ongoing theme with the show, just me specifically, of thinking about and shocked about what happened 20 years ago. When I think, maybe it's because of the pandemic, but I think everything was about 5 years ago. And then I find out these things, that was 20 years ago, 2004. And so every week we've kind of found something in the first couple weeks of the year, we'll keep going, that happened 20 years ago and is very iconic, and we'll see if you know what it is or remember it. Kenzie, do you know who Howard Dean...
The Muffin Man.
Do you know who Howard Dean was or is? He's alive.
Is he the one with the successful sausage company?
No, it's not. It's not that. Howard Dean ran for president, or at least tried, to get the Democratic nomination in 2004 to go against George Bush, who was running for re-election. Okay?
Okay.
Does it ring a bell right now?
Nope.
Okay. And to make reference, but just on the show, Kenzie's 28 years old. So it's probably, you didn't follow politics at even 8 years old.
No, I remember Bushy being president, but
Bushy?
Yeah.
Did you call him that?
Bushy. I recall that. I don't know. I didn't remember all the drama in between. I was in fourth grade crushing it.
Well, it was incredible drama because, of course, you're only a couple years after 9/11. The country was in weird places and wars starting, trying to find Osama bin Laden still at that point. And Howard Dean came out of nowhere and come from New England, from up in that area. And he ran for president, and He did not get the Democratic nomination, sadly to say, to go against George Bush. That ended up going to John Kerry. The reason why, because actually, I can remember Howard Dean was getting a lot of attention, and he was very likable and was on the rise. And people were like, I want this guy for president. It doesn't matter if you were Republican or not. A lot of people go back and forth on these things of just who's more likable or who's
like the new hottie on the block.
Yes, exactly.
Everyone wanted a piece.
and Howard Dean was kind of that guy at that moment. That sounds pretty fair, right, Case?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, because he was, really turning people in the middle or undecided to go with him. And I'm like, man, this guy's going to win the nomination, and he could actually be president. But something happened at the Iowa caucus. His campaign, according to Wikipedia, says suffered a negative reaction to something he did. And Kenzie, this audio is...
What did he do?
So here's what he did. He was on stage giving one of those fiery speeches, and he got a little carried away when he was trying to tell the people out there in the audience that he was going to take the country back for them.
And this was 20 years ago this weekend.
This was 20 years ago today. Some people know what I'm about to play, and some people don't, but just sit back and enjoy.
Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. And we're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
Brian, that's exactly how you scream. Have you ever noticed that? That's what you do.
I stole it from him. So I want to play...
Why did people get mad at him for that? He sounds so excited.
See, doesn't that sound reasonable now? It's weird how history can change things, but literally it says the negative reactions in the media to a hoarse yeah that he shouted and enumerating all the states he'd hoped to win ended up losing him the nomination.
Oh my God.
Because now today, this sounds about normal.
No, now our presidents have sexually assaulted people.
But it's a bummer. I don't like it.
Which we're not for.
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying.
No, I just want to put it this way. I'm just saying it's happened.
Yeah.
Those are just facts.
Yeah, and listen, we're equal opportunity offenders.
Absolutely.
We do not take sides here because it's all a big wash. But if you heard this guy today, wouldn't you want to vote for him?
I'd buy the T-shirt.
Holy cow!
He's so excited about the whole thing.
You can hear it right around California, Kenzie, when I play it again. That when he flips a switch and becomes a wrestler.
Here's what I wonder. Because this is audio.
Yeah.
Maybe he got like a boner while he was doing it. And it turned, you know what I mean? Because he sounds really excited, and something had to turn people off more.
Okay, since you're the expert, Kenzie, please tell me which state he yells is where that happened.
I'll tell you when he got hard.
Yeah, right, here we go. Okay.
Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. And we're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
Okay,
And climax.
which state? Which state did he
It was between in New Mexico and California.
Thank you.
The things really started to take off. Oh my God.
That's very accurate to what happened.
And something special happened around Michigan. I don't know what, but something special happened there.
Well, now that I've heard your commentary, I almost want to hear it again.
The Michigan, Brian, you know, like an overdrive guitar pedal where like the whole guitar just gets louder. It's like he stepped on a pedal when he said
God.
Michigan.
He went to do his solo, his guitar solo.
Something happened to him. I don't know what at Michigan.
Jester texted and said, definitely New Mexico is when he got hard.
I told you. So maybe that's why. Maybe people were offended by his, his boner touching the microphone.
Brian, play it again. See if you can hear his erection when he says New Mexico.
Okay, I got to listen again.
And try to figure out what happened at Michigan.
Okay, this is 20 years ago. Howard Dean trying to be president, get the Democratic nomination, and because he did this, he lost it. Doesn't matter, he might have been a good man and had a lot to do and save the country, but no, here's what it is. Here we go.
Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. We're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
Okay.
I can't believe that election. They were like, hey, sorry, we feel like you cared too much about running the country. You're not allowed to do it.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
In our ongoing series of what happened 20 years ago, because it feels like everything incredible happened 20 years ago, at least for me in that one year, 2004. What a great year. And Kenzie didn't hear this audio, didn't remember what this happened, and we played it. It was Howard Dean trying to get the Democratic nomination. He was essentially winning it until this one speech where he did this.
Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. And we're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
You know, I'm listening, and the crowd cheered the whole time, which is very misleading. If they would have tapered off, it would have been very helpful for him.
Oh, it was so good. It was incredible. Like, it seems so stupid that just because he went, yeah. And also, you know, as according to Kenzie, probably got hard somewhere around New Mexico.
I think what happened is what we're not seeing, because this sounds innocent, is he got a boner while doing it, and that's what offended people.
Well, I played it on my end, Kenzie, from a video. You do only see him waist up, but there's a podium in front of him, so I don't know.
I bet the thing was just inching forward.
It fell into the first row.
The podium shot in the air and hit somebody in the back
It
row.
looked like a jump shot.
Oh my God.
So all our listeners, tons of them just texted in there saying they're dying over playing that audio, and they said, you've got to play the Dave Chappelle bit of him parodying the scene when it happened. And so we're going to do that for you guys right now. So here's what happened on the Dave Chappelle show after that happened 20 years ago. Charlie Murphy intros it.
Howard Dean should have just kept on with it. This is what Dave would have done. Check this out.
You know something? We're not just going to go to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin. We are going to go to New York. We're going to go to Vermont. We're going to go to Oregon. We're going to go to Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. We're going to Cancun for spring break. We're going to go to Montreal. We're going to Vancouver. I'm going all over the world. And then I'm coming all the way to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
He did a karate move there.
I did a karate move.
And I want to keep playing it because he go. I hold on, Kenzie. You're probably getting in your ear there. I want to keep playing it, but I didn't have time to edit the MFs out of it because he starts
It
swearing.
starts getting That was the very clean part of it. It starts getting a little bit wild about what he's going to do to people and things and
good.
places.
So good. I forget how incredible. Like a lot of people just know Dave Chappelle as basically a stand-up comic today, selling out arenas. But you forget about the Chappelle Show again, 20 years ago, where you waited on Sunday night to be home to make sure you watched it on Comedy Central. Wow. There you go. 20 years ago with Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And last week, GTFO, you qualified for the trip to Miami to see Blink 182. Now, this continues this week, by the way, and at 11 a.m., Lauren will have your next chance to see Fall Out Boy in L.A., and we'll have another chance tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. just to get you all straight. Q101.com has all the information about this. I mean, you get a trip to Miami to see.
We in Miami trick.
Yeah, Miami.
I don't know why you do that.
It's my thing. It's what I do.
Okay. That's your thing? Got it.
So, we have several people on the phone, actually, to let you know who the winner is. Now, everybody qualified for a $100 gift card just for listening and doing that. That's what will happen at 11 a.m. with you for a $100 Visa gift card from our great friends, Bettenhausen Automotive, who helped make this happen. Great people over there. So.
Now, we have a few people on hold, right?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a couple phone lines right now, and one of them's just going to end up being our winner chicken dinner.
Uh-huh. And let's start with Danielle and McHenry. Danielle, ahoy, what's going on?
Nothing. Am I the winner?
Well, we're just talking now. Let's just get to know each other a little better.
Oh, geez. It's not a dating profile, Brian.
Are you on one of the dating profiles? Are you single?
I'm not. I'm engaged recently. So.
Oh, congratulations.
That's so
thank you.
sweet.
So if you're the winner, are you going to be taking your mans to Miami?
Yeah, we would go together for sure.
Would you make that your honeymoon, basically?
No, we could do something else for that. This was just something fun, you know?
Oh, yeah.
They could just run off and elope really quick in Miami after the show.
Yeah.
And that would be fun.
Trust me, me and Kenzie have both been married. The expenses are out of control. This is a free trip, right? So.
Yeah.
And what does Blink 182 mean to you?
It's a lot of my childhood, honestly. I've actually seen them before when Matt Skiba was singing, and that was a great time.
That's
so
right.
Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
It was actually, I forgot where it was at, but yes, Tinley Park, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Right on. Well, you know what? You're going.
No freaking way. Oh, my gosh. You guys totally tricked me. This isn't crazy. Oh, my God. This is crazy.
We got no one else on the phone. You're the winner. Come on
You're
now.
the winner.
Oh, my God.
You are going to see
Holy
Blink.
cow.
You're going to see Blink 182 in Miami. A trip to go see them from Brian and Kenzie, Bettenhausen Automotive, and Q101.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much, guys. This is amazing.
And take advantage of the freeness because weddings get real expensive real fast, girl.
Damn straight. Get in on it, girl. And this is what it'll sound like when you're there. Blink 182 one more time. Now, remember, you can win. Again, 11 a.m. is the next chance to go see Fall Out Boy in Los Angeles. GTFO, Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
All right, let's get to sports, where Kenzie made football picks on Friday, and she went 3-1. However, I trusted her, and I bet on her. I made a DraftKings parlay and bet on all the games with the spreads.
Yes.
Because she was 3-1, but the Packers-49ers game still, the Packers got the spread on that and won. I won $69 on a $5 bet. Thank you, Kenzie.
You are so welcome. You should buy me food as a thank you.
Well, then I wouldn't have $69. I'd
have like 20.
I don't know. Food's pretty. I would not have. Yeah, probably 20 left. You're right.
Yeah.
Depends what you want.
What are you buying her that's $40? It's food for Kenzie, not for the whole family.
Everything is expensive today. You can't go out the door anywhere you go and get something like you're $40 lighter easily.
I don't think she meant a porterhouse though.
I think I'm talking Chipotle.
I would love a porterhouse if that's on the table.
Okay, I'll have to go into my wallet.
Is that available?
I'm going in on my wallet, and I'm going in the red on that because I'm not going to get you a porterhouse for $69.
Maybe.
That'd be nice. It'd be nice.
Like a Texas Roadhouse one. I love Texas
What are
Roadhouse.
the prices on Texas Roadhouse? Have they gone up too? Case, why don't you check that out?
You said
Coming
that with
up
such
at
authority.
9:45, Texas Roadhouse prices.
Listen, I ain't hating on that at all. I'll take you to Texas Roadhouse.
Dude, it's one of my favorite places to go. I don't care what anybody says. I love Texas Roadhouse. Their sweet potatoes with like the cinnamon and the butter and the sugar, awesome.
Yes.
And the brown sugar all over it. All their steaks are kicking. I love like getting loaded mashed potatoes and then the sweet rolls that you just start dinner with. It's the best place ever.
In case you don't know, Kenzie's pregnant. She was describing that food like it was money. Like it was
Unfortunately, I talked about this way, like Texas Roadhouse, in this manner previously to pregnancy.
Pre-pregnancy.
All right, I have the price for a Texas Roadhouse porterhouse real quick.
Okay.
Brian, do you want to take a guess on how much it is?
I will say for a porterhouse steak at Texas
this
Roadhouse.
is in Chicagoland. This is the closest one to us.
I would say $37.
Okay, Kenzie.
I was gonna guess 32.
All right. I think you guys split the difference. The cost of a porterhouse at Texas Roadhouse right now,
Yeah.
which, by the way, they open at 3 o'clock.
Which location?
I'll get that later.
Okay, great.
$34.99.
That's a steal.
I agree.
Is it 16
I
ounces?
love that place.
Is it 16 ounces?
It is. 23 ounces.
What?
23 ounces with your choice of 2 sides. Those sides could be applesauce. It could be a baked potato, buttered corn, Caesar salad, etc.
Period.
Go off, Queen.
Wait, you get all the sides and everything too, so it's not like
Yeah.
if you go to Gibson's and get a porterhouse, you got to add all that
And
stuff.
the
on.
rolls are free. You don't even understand.
No.
The rolls come before the dinner, and you can ask for more baskets.
What do you mean you can ask for more baskets of rolls?
Like when you finish the rolls, you can be like, "Can we get another set of these?"
Hey, wait, can we get another round over here?
Yeah.
Keep bringing rolls till we say stop.
Yeah, I always have some in my to-go box. Like, one more basket, please.
Good Lord.
That's my favorite place ever.
All right, well, $37 is half of my 69 roughly. So, yeah, I'll get you a porterhouse from Texas Roadhouse.
Thank you.
You should really send Kenzie a porterhouse today.
Well, won't it get cold in delivery?
No, they've got boxes
No, because
for
you
that
could
now.
order near me.
Yeah.
Like you could dash it to my house.
Okay, you find the nearest Texas Roadhouse to you.
I'll text you.
Oh, Jesus. Well,
You owe me big.
back to sports, because it related to that of me winning $69 on Kenzie's picks. You know what the funny thing is? I didn't quite believe in every one of your picks, so I made another $5 parlay taking the Bills and taking the well, it would have been the 49ers, even though the spread, it depended on the score. And so I lost $5 on that bet and won on your bet.
Stupid. Just listen to me.
I did. There you go. The AFC Conference Championship game is now going to be Sunday at 2 p.m. Chiefs at the Ravens. NFC Championship game will be Lions at the 49ers. I'm loving these matchups. That's going to be a fun weekend of football next Sunday.
I'm looking forward to it.
The Bulls beat the Grizzlies 125-96 on Saturday. 7 players in double figures without Zach LaVine again. He's got a sprained ankle, gone for 1 to 2 weeks. So he'll be out all the way up until the NBA trade deadline where he could be traded to the Raptors.
Zachy ain't coming backy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think he is coming backy because I don't think anybody wants to absorb that contract. It's like $200 million contract. And so are they just going to buy into what the Bulls did? And I no hate on him, but just listen, he gets a lot of stats and doesn't win anything. So... You know, what are you going to do?
I got to say, don't look now. Bulls are 21-23. They're almost 500. They're 9th in the East, which would make them a play-in tournament team right now. There's a path to the playoffs here pretty easily.
Yes, and a lot of those games were without Zach LaVine. The wins.
Oh, look, I put him on the bench and keep him there.
Kobe White has developed so good when he was not in. And you know, he came back a couple games. They did some nice things together, too. But I just think Kobe White is the guy for the team.
I'm with you.
And let's get rid of that contract. Let's do it. Get some other players in here. Blackhawks at the Canucks tonight. Also, it appears the Bears have an offensive coordinator. They're hiring the Seattle Seahawks one. The guy's name is Shane Warden.
Oh, that's terrifying.
You know what? I made a mistake. It's actually Walden. I know it was more funny when you said Warden. You said you got to go to the warden's office. But we could just pretend.
Well, he's the warden. He's Warden Walden.
Yeah, Warden Walden.
Unless it was, your eyes are that bad.
You know, I have a sty in my eye right now. You never know. Like
Don't touch it.
Well,
Oh, God.
I
Now you're
know.
going to get it everywhere.
Well, no, you're not going to catch it.
Well, I will now.
Unless I
'cause you
touch
just
your
your eye and then you're touching everything.
But anyway, he's the
That's
new
not how
offense.
things spread.
He's the new offensive coordinator, and I was more curious about Cliff Kingsbury, who they interviewed last week, who was...
L's are so tall. How did you mix that up for an R?
I don't know. It's blurry right now, my eyes.
But like L's are
I know, they don't
probably
look like an
taller than
R.
the W.
I know. Well, his name's Shane Waldron. So there you go. Here's our new offensive coordinator.
Is it Walden, Warden, or Waldron? For the love of God, what is his name?
It's Waldron. Shane Waldron.
So this is on your third try. We've now received the name.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's
Got it. Okay.
But, Cliff Kingsbury, who they interviewed, was the quarterback's coach at USC for Caleb Williams, who will probably go number one, maybe to the Bears. And it would have been interesting to see his coach there come to the Bears and coach him, even though he only coached them for 1 year. Anyway,
Kingsbury is such a fun name.
which one?
Kingsbury.
So you'd have rather been saying that for the next couple of years till they fire him.
Oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
how good does that sound? Like,
Yeah.
if you remember the Kingsbury, family, they have a crest for sure. There's a casual fam bam name.
God, who are those people that have family crests?
I know.
I want one.
You all don't need a crest.
Yeah, we do.
We don't either. I'm not being judgy.
No,
we're not
look-
at crest level.
Yeah, I was a little judgy.
I don't think we could be comparing Texas Roadhouse prices and get a crest.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Damn right. That's what the Lions did. Unbelievable. Again, as a Bears fan, I'm really happy for the Lions because they, they won. Something we don't see
Sounds nice.
Yeah, we don't see that very often. But also, just they deserve it. I want them to go and win the Super Bowl now. I just want them to go ahead and do it. And then that maybe will light a fire into the Bears people saying like, hey, somebody in our division did it and they didn't do it, forever, 30 years, even just getting this far. I don't know. Seems like kind of nice.
Maybe what if their goals then in 30 years?
Our goal, you mean?
Yes, for the Bears.
Jeez. Well, they already have coming up on 40 when you think about it. 40 years since the Bears won a Super Bowl. They were in one about, 2000?
It was the 2006 season, 2007 Super Bowl. It's the last time the Bears were in the Super Bowl.
I'm not used to 2024 math. I'm trying to say, is that, that's 17 years ago?
Uh-huh.
17 years ago.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That newfangled math in 2024.
Damn. And I just can't ever say it without saying it, that Devin Hester ran back the kickoff and said it like, okay, we're starting off 7-0. That's easy. We're going to win this. Oh!
You sound like
Howard Dean.
Howard Dean. I almost said Jimmy Dean. That's the only one I know.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
As you, after Devin Hester, ran back a touchdown.
That was me. Oh, my God. Being Howard Dean. Okay, let's get to your takeaways. 312-591-8300 from today's show. Case, what do you got?
Anthony checked in. He is much like me. He said, can't wait to buy tickets for Kenzie's birth watch party at
Oh
the
my
Cubby
God.
Bear.
What is going on?
So happy the Cubby Bear bought into that and really
Well, it's like a
sponsored it.
pay-per-view. People go to bars and restaurants for WrestleMania. Kenzie's birth is no different.
So wait,
Why would I hope it's different?
so it's only going to be on screens at the Cubby Bear and not live in person?
I'm trying to get Kenzie down at the Cubby Bear for a pop-up event, but I think we might just have to do screens. And we're all going to be on a Teams call with Kenzie at the hospital.
Oh my God. This is my nightmare.
We've got 10-cent chicken wings.
Yeah, exactly.
And Kenzie on the 108-inch TV.
Imagine
So annoying.
with surround sound.
Oh, it'd be great.
You know what's gonna be so annoying?
That's Kenzie giving birth.
What's so annoying? I'm joking. His Case is totally gonna be texting me, while I'm giving birth, being like, "Do you think you could reshare that video?" He always does that kind of stuff when I'm in the middle of important things.
I'll get an email of like, hey, Kenzie, Duncan is missing a commercial. Would you mind recording that real quick?
Oh my God.
All right, Kenzie, takeaway. What do you got?
Frank texted in and said Pearl Jam is the male version of Cher. It's true.
I really was ready to fight you on that, but I think we're good. I think I'm going to make a mashup of Cher
It's so true.
and Eddie Vedder. Wow. And finally, takeaway from Nicole 773. Takeaway. Dean Howard's boner can knock a podium over.
Will you play the thing in full one more time before we go?
Oh, my God. Okay, the reason we're talking about it's Howard Dean, by the way, was 20 years ago was the speech that basically ruined his presidential run for the Democratic Party. And we're kind of doing that, looking back on 2004, like 20 years ago feels like, wow, did that happen 5 years ago, 6 years ago? No, it was 20 years ago of Howard Dean's speech. And we leave you on this one where Lauren's got a chance at GTFO, by the way, Fall Out Boy in L.A. at 11 a.m. But here you go.
Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. We're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.